attorney, Liz Bailey, to hire this person. I know that we need to vote on it in public, I think. So a motion.
So you make a motion?
Would be in order to hire an attorney, as recommended by Liz Bailey, to investigate the grievance, which is really a hostile environment and not a grievance. And that as soon as the contract arrives, I think she has sent us an agreement, but it was made out through.
Was workplace harassment, or?
Yeah, it was made out through Liz Bailey, but she prefers that it is signed not by her but by the commissioners.
So hire attorney recommended by Liz Bailey to investigate workplace harassment in the nursing home.
Right.
So you make the motion?
I'll make the motion that we hire an attorney.
I second it.
Any further discussion on this?
Well, I guess I can say my say here.
You what?
I guess I can say it now.
Okay.
All in favor?
First, let me say that I welcome any investigation into my conduct with regard to this hostile environment in the nursing home. But I have some reluctance at hiring someone once again at a cost to the taxpayer, inasmuch as the last result was less than satisfactory. It produced no change on the part of the person who was investigated, and nothing could be reported to the public. I would have preferred that this be taken on in-house with our human resource person. As this is impossible at this time, I will reluctantly agree to go along with this motion.
I agree 100% with you that it's taxpayers' money, and I don't like to spend taxpayers' money. And I guess the thing that bothers me is that if it should go to court, we would be in a better position if this investigation is done. If it doesn't go to court, then it may be I don't want to say a waste of taxpayers' money, because we'll learn from it. But I have the same feelings that you do, and that I hate to spend taxpayers' money that might not be used in the future, should it go to court, or shouldn't it go to court. The person that we would be hiring is Lucy Hodder, H-O-D-D-E-R. She's an attorney at law with Rath, Young, and
Pignatelli.
Pignatelli?
Yes.
Okay. And they are out of Concord. So as soon as we get the, I have basically the contract here, except it's through our attorney, and our attorney would rather have it come direct. So I don't know, have you received anything?
I got an email, but I thought it was through the commissioners.
Through what?
The commissioners.
That one came to the commissioners, but it was through Liz Bailey, and Liz Bailey would rather have it.
But I thought
See, this is
the one that I saw was for the commissioners, and the commissioners to sign.
yeah. Now, see, that's the one that goes to her.
No, but
she was supposed to send us one today. Yeah.
No, they changed it, and they sent
Okay.
it.
So you got a copy of it?
I think I read something in my email.
Okay.
That,
Yeah,
that it was changed.
but we don't have a copy of it, I don't believe. But everything that's in the one that we'll sign is in this. Have you had a chance to see this one?
I think so.
Okay. So the motion's been made that we hire an attorney to look into the allegations of harassment in the workplace in the nursing home. Any further discussion on it? If not, all those in support of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those-
Reluctantly.
What?
Reluctantly, aye.
Well, it's either aye or abstain
Aye.
or nay. Okay, thank you. So motion passes. Anything else that we need to, our contract with the ambulance service in Hales location is due this year.
We have to pay for the inmates, the ambulance service too, if we are sending them to the hospital.
Yes, ma'am.
We are paying OSAPI? Who are we paying?
The contract, we have a contract with Lifestyle right now.
Oh, so we're paying them for each inmate?
Yes.
Is it like $4.32 to send the inmate
Yes.
to the hospital?
Yes. And that
That's a lot.
doesn't, it doesn't matter if
That
it's
is
a,
one way only, and it's one trip.
yes. And it doesn't matter if it's a basic life support transport or advanced life support transport.
Doesn't matter, there's just one fee.
One fee, one flat fee, yes, ma'am.
They only transporting to Huggins, is that it?
Yes.
Okay. The notice that I got, this year the Hales contract is due for renewal as costs have gone extremely high. They propose no increase. The price and terms would remain the same with a 5-year rollover. Thank you to the Commission and the people of Hales location for your confidence in North Conway Ambulance and Care Plus over the years. We hope to serve you in the future with the best service you have expected. I'm suggesting that we contact our contact at Hales location and have them knowledgeable about that the ambulance contract is up for this year, and have them do the research, have them look into it. I'm not sure of the date when it's due. We'll have to ask the clerk at Hales location as to what the timing is on their contract. Is that acceptable to the rest of the board?
Yeah, the last time this came up, they did a thorough investigation into this and came up with North Conway. Since then, North Conway has changed hands, has it not?
Yes, yeah. I think a Kisman, or Kenneth Kisman, is still involved in it. He was the owner previously. He sold out, but he's sort of a consultant. He's the one that emailed me saying that it needs to be negotiated again or signed and it's good for another 5 years. But I think that was one of the questionable ones when we talked with the representatives from Hales location. I think the fire contract was okay and acceptable.
That's the other thing. I never quite understood why they could not contract with the fire department.
They don't transport.
Oh, that fire department doesn't, because I know Conway they do.
Yeah. Interestingly, I thought Conway would be closer, but North Conway is actually closer to Hales location.
Oh, sure it is.
Than Conway.
Yeah, that's unquestionable.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
But it's unfortunate because in the contract in Conway that we have as in Albany
Town? Mhm.
seems perfectly adequate, and I don't know I haven't followed closely what the cost is anymore, but it was very, considerably reasonable,
Really?
considering what we had to deal with. We have
I
to
think
scrape them off the tank when they
Okay.
when they have accidents there.
Okay, so then I
Yep.
will...
I have a question.
Yep.
It is
On the same
about,
subject?
no, something
Okay.
else.
Then it's agreeable that I contact Mr. Winters.
Isn't
Is it Winters?
somebody named Fogarty?
That list.
Brenda? Somebody?
I had it
she
right
was
here.
I thought there was a woman who was the contact. He's the president, but I thought there was a woman who was the contact.
I think he's the secretary. I think.
No, Winters is the president. There are two there's two treasurers.
Oh, here we go. McClure. Dick McClure is president.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yes. That's
So
right.
I'll get in touch with Dick McClure and have him aware that the contract is due. Winters is the secretary,
Right.
and I don't know Sullivan, I'm not sure.
No.
Oh, that's the one that owns the hotel.
But there was a woman also.
Carroll?
No, there was another woman.
Gail?
No, there was another woman.
Okay. Anyway, I'll get in touch with him. Okay, you have something else you want to bring up?
Yeah, I have a question. There was an article in the Carroll County Independent, and I see the reporter here that said you obtained written information from the office about the bill, the grievance bill. You wrote in it in detail. Is that correct? An article you wrote about the bill, $13,000 in detail.
Mm-hmm. I wrote an article, yep.
Yeah, and did you get a copy of the bill?
I'm not going to release any information about where I get information.
Oh, okay, but you had some written documentation obtained in the office. That is what you
I'm
wrote
not
in your
answering
article.
your question.
Okay, that's fine. So, and I have a question because I read that article and I asked to see a copy of the bill.
Mhm.
I sent it to the office and I get an email back. She said, Commissioner Sorensen said to refer to him. She is not to give information to anyone without his permission. You have to go through him.
And we're going to have people sign for any documents that go out of the office?
Documents is not going out of the office. I want to just see the
Oh.
bill.
Okay, all right. It's in my top desk drawer that has been locked. You can't trust anybody in our office.
A bill?
Yep.
And
I
this
will,
i-
I will show it to you.
It is in your top desk drawer. It is locked. But we have a report
I have
of the
other
Carroll
things in it.
County Independent.
I have
She
oth-
report on it in details. Okay,
Well,
so
if
can
you-
I see it today?
Sure can.
After the meeting?
Yep.
Good.
Yep. Now, keep in mind, not all the bills are in yet. Okay? Regarding that subject. Okay, anything else you want to bring up? Anybody? Yes, Dana?
I'm going to do public comment. I
Yes,
guess.
go ahead. We're going to public comment then, since nothing else is,
Wait,
So-
I have the non-public minutes of the, yeah. Are you
I
going
want
to
to look
release
at
them?
them. I want to
You
look
don't
at
want
them.
to release them today? Is that it?
We release them next week after
Oh,
I have a
okay.
chance to read. You've read them. Commissioner Solomon has read
She
them.
made corrections, yeah.
And she, looks like she's okay to them.
Yeah, she looked at them last week.
Okay, I didn't get to see them, so there's 3 of them?
Yep,
Okay. I'll look at them today and I'll give them back to you today.
okay.
All right. Now, so now we're in,
Before we do that, I'll just give a quick report on the transit meeting I attended yesterday.
okay,
There were 2 transit meetings. The first was the regular Blue Loon Transit, the Carroll County Transit meeting, and it was reported that the ridership is continuing to increase. There was an increase in the flex route service system, so as to accommodate more people along the middle route, which would be Route 25. Also and that helps.
that's to Moultonboro, right?
Actually, it goes to into Laconia.
Okay.
There was a question brought up at that earlier that in order to get to the flex route system, people might have to use the dial-a-ride to get them to the flex route, but then at that point, there was no consistency. You couldn't get the dial-a-ride in time to get an early flex route, so they had to overcome that problem, and they have. at the next, and also at that meeting and then the following meeting, the paperwork is ready to go out to the DOT for funding for the bus lines and for the auxiliary services that they use, such as Gibson Center and RSVP. Yeah, that was it. So that's ready to go out. It's all been started. All the paperwork is signed, and that is being handled through Mount Washington Economic Council in Jack Cuddy.
Okay. I think we had a non-public session last week regarding security at the nursing home. Is there any comment that any commissioner would like to make regarding that meeting?
Only that, as I read over the face page, or the second page, I have a question as to the membership listed, because somebody was listed in there who no longer works here at the nursing. So I don't know when that. It says it's dated May 10th, but it says something about March 30th.
Uh-huh.
So I have some questions about dates and times and people who are involved.
Okay, just for the public, this meeting was in regards to security at the nursing home, which involves the sheriff's department. They were looking at procedures in preparation should some unruling member or an escape from the House of Corrections, what measures
Or
should...
even a hurricane.
What's that?
Or even a hurricane.
Or a hurricane, as
You
to
know,
what security should take place at the nursing home. And we're going to go into it other than to say that that was what the meeting was about. And there are procedures that are being taken that would secure the facility should one of those events or some other type of event happen. Okay. Anything
Yep.
else we need to?
Yes, my comment.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was a non-public session,
Yeah.
so I don't make any comment. We didn't take a vote to release any of that information of the non-public sessions from last week.
Right. It was only, as it was stated in the beginning of the meeting, why we went into it was for security of the new nursing home. Okay. All right, Damon, we're now into public comment.
Okay. Maybe it's just because I left the room, but I'm confused as to where we are with this lawyer that we just hired. That was for the nursing home.
It's for the grievance that we received last week.
Was there also one filed for the jail? Was there also one filed for the jail? Are we hiring a lawyer for that too?
No.
No.
I don't know of any grievance from the jail
Okay.
yet.
Okay, maybe I just misunderstood where it was coming from. And the bill as it stands is $13,000 for the grievance that was filed before this most recent one. The one that was filed.
I got to look at the bill,
Right.
but it's somewhere around that 13, 14,000.
So we hired Lucy Hodder to investigate
The latest,
the latest one from the nursing home.
right.
And what's Liz Bailey doing?
Liz Bailey is our consultant attorney.
So we have.
She's not doing an investigation. She advises us what to do with the investigation when it's completed.
Okay, so we have two lawyers working on this.
Minimum.
One is principal, the other one is strictly recommendation.
And where does Liz Bailey come from?
Bass.
She's from Manchester.
Bass. Finney
Isn't it
Bass.
Shaheen Bass and
Sheehan.
Shaheen?
No,
Yeah,
not Shaheen.
okay.
She's, I think, is it green bass and pink?
Bass, yes. And Finney.
Is it EY or is it just L-Y?
I'll get it for a minute.
L-E-Y. It's Bailey, as you're asking about?
B-A-I-L-E-Y.
B-A-I-L-E-Y.
Okay, great.
Shaheen, Bass, and Finney.
Okay, I just don't have it right
Sheehan,
here.
Bass, and Finney.
Is it here? And you have, is this the
It might be
Old
at the end,
contract?
at the end where the signature is.
It's Elizabeth Bailey, Shaheen, Penny, Buss, and Green.
Yeah.
They are out of Manchester.
Thank you.
Anybody else got any public comment? Okay. Go ahead.
Not sure if it was last meeting or one prior to that, Dave Babson asked about having internet access in this room. I believe it was David Babson.
No,
You
it
guys, there
wasn't.
was, or was it
It was another gentleman.
Neil Boyle, I believe?
Yeah.
Has there been any consideration given to that, having internet access in this
No.
room? We
No.
just-
No.
Okay. When you are paying legal costs to investigate a grievance or workplace harassment, or
All right,
is that paid out of the legal line of your budget?
correct.
And then if there's a settlement, then Primex pays it? Or how does
Right.
Primex come into play?
Primex does not pay for the investigation. They would take care of it should it go to court.
Okay. And they would pay a settlement. That's why you have that
They pay the settlement.
type of insurance. But as far as the legal cost, that's just going to be found right in the regular
Right.
operating budget.
Right. Now, that legal cost also includes negotiations with the union contracts.
Okay.
And we will be having a meeting tomorrow regarding the jail. This is an arbitration meeting. They didn't approve the contract, so it's going to arbitration, and that will take place tomorrow. Right in this office, or is it in the jail?
It's gonna be at the jail.
At the jail, okay.
If I could ask another question. You said that the commissioners haven't decided yet what they're going to do about the vacant human resources director position. That process, if you decide to replace the human resources director, could take a few months. And I would imagine with the advertising and the interviewing and they have to give a notice where they work, and I mean, it could take some time. Do you
Right.
have any time frame when you might make a decision on what you're doing next, or?
I would hope as soon as possible. We need that person. And the person that was hired to assist her has only had 2 weeks, well, maybe 3 weeks now on the job. I don't think she has gotten enough training to do the HR job as such. And so I think it would be open and would be advertising for the position. Now, maybe somebody in-house that could do that. I don't know right now who might fill that position, but there's probably some possibilities.
I think this is the non-public minutes. I was wondering what the process is for when you seal them in a non-public session.
Right.
Does that mean that they're placed in a folder and locked in a cabinet, or are they sealed individually in envelopes not to be opened again? Are they
They're
literally
not.
They are in a folder.
are they
They're in a
literally
folder.
sealed, or are they in a folder?
They are in
In
a
a folder.
folder. Yeah.
In a folder.
So if an elected official or a new commissioner or a new clerk could essentially go back for years and read all the non-public minutes that they weren't involved in.
Yeah.
So they're not really sealed.
But do you
That's a
mean
good question.
One by one in an envelope. That is what you mean.
Like actually
I think that was-
sealed, licked,
that is
sealed,
too many. I don't
dated
think-
on the outside,
Non-publics.
non-public.
We have from a whole year.
That's all in one folder.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the whole year.
I guess
Well,
the
that
que-
is what they've been doing,
yeah.
what I see, so I
I get-
continue and put everything in a folder.
I guess the question that she's asking is, should we have new commissioners, can they go back and look through all those sealed
The answer is
minutes?
yes.
Non-public minutes.
The
As
answer is
elected
yes.
I think
official, I
they
think
should.
they can.
I think if they take over.
You don't think they can?
I
Well,
think
I
The
guess,
purpose of sealing them is so that the people in the meeting are protected, and they know that they're sealed.
yep,
If you're an employee and you came in here in 2007 and you had a non-public, you still work here. Do you want people in 2012 reading what happened back then and kind of basing their relationship on you?
I think
Because of
my comment to that,
there could be where that could happen.
yes,
And I've seen towns handle it, and precincts handle it differently.
okay,
My closest experience with that comes from the West Ospey Fire Department. They would seal the minutes and, on the advice of the attorney, actually seal them in a manila envelope, date them, it says non-public, you date them, put them in a file cabinet.
okay,
To open them again
yep,
requires a vote of the majority of the Board of Commissioners
Yep.
or
yeah,
selectmen, and then they can be opened.
Yeah.
And they did that last year. They voted to open the previous years to see what could be released to the public.
oh,
But it was a process. It wasn't
Okay.
just, they're in a locked cabinet. Because we know that perhaps locked cabinets can be accessed, or there have at least been allegations of that.
Why can't you access, by the same token, why can't you access a piece of paper, an envelope?
I suppose you could, but you could see it was tampered with if maybe the commissioners could all sign the outside of it so you know you're getting the same envelope. I don't know. That's just one way that someone handles that.
I see what you're saying. My question was going to be then, if they're sealed in an envelope, then how would the commissioners know when the case, whatever it might be, or the issue is settled and can be released?
One of the things that's done, I'll pick Tamworth as an example because their meeting minutes are very good. Their selectmen's meeting minutes. They'll go into a non-public and write out that they went in, what time and everything.
Yeah.
That there was a roll call taken.
Yeah.
And then when they come back into the meeting, they'll just give one line of what it was about. Or as a result of the non-public session, the selectmen agreed to hire, Mr. B to be on the highway crew. Or fire Mr. B from the highway. Whatever. They give that one line.
If it's been settled, yeah.
So then when you get ready to go
Well,
back
action
and look
taken.
at the last year of your non-public minutes to see what you can put out there,
Yeah.
you could go through your public minutes and say, well, the minutes of that have been settled, or the topic of that, so why don't we vote to unseal those, review them, and release them. It's a process because it can be very dangerous if people can just go back in time.
Only commissioners, in our case.
And in that case, if somebody, it'd be only a commissioner, and it seems to me that if the question is they would go back and see how something happened in a previous time, well, they may have to. That may be necessary to deal with a present problem. So I don't see how that is a conflict.
At our commissioners, they're going into non-public too, and everything is confidential. So if they're doing it for this year or last year, why wouldn't they know something from 2 years ago?
It could be argued that it's confidential.
Well, the non-public
And there's a
sessions
reason
come
for
out are
sealing it.
confidential too.
So that the people in the meeting are protected. It's not like your regular minutes where it's history. It's
Mhm.
not history. It's a confidential undertaking. And if it wasn't, you would have released them to the public already. Right.
Yeah.
So it's a consideration, and I just was
Yeah.
curious how the process works here.
Yeah.
So
I will say that those non-public minutes that were released they were identified in the public minutes of those that were released. We made motions to release those. So we know which ones have been released. Now, that's not saying that whole non-public session was released. Certain things in that non-public session was handled, action was taken, it's completed, we can release it. But something else in that non-public minutes can't be released because it hasn't been dissolved or whatever.
okay.
Okay? So
And that
even
was
those
my
that we have.
question. The original minutes are still signed on file somewhere. And then you
Original
created
minutes.
new